Welcome back, friends. Hope you liked the first episode. Again, I apologize for my voice. I'm fighting off the flu. Something I noticed that I did in the first video was got a little jumbled about boss order, and you're going to see some of that here. It's because after I've attempted 140, 50, 1,000, whatever times, once I got one that was no hit, I labeled the video, and then that took them out of the original order. So then they got jumbled. But anyway, just wanted to explain that, and we're going to fill in some of those gaps now, starting with this freak. Have fun. Once again, this is me after the fact. There's only so many things you can say when you're fighting a boss over and over again, and you keep getting hit and resetting the fight. I mean, some of the original audio was probably funny and entertaining. I don't even think I had the microphone on this one. But anyway, now this is actually, as far as I recall, the only time I've ever beat Radon without summoning the boys, because it was always fun to do that. And it was fun, and it still is, but when you're trying to get a no-hit, that takes a lot of time. I'm not even 100% sure how much I buffed for it. All right, it looks like I buffed. Okay, well, regardless, I got tired of doing that over and over again, so I just started rushing straight in. Now, I got so close so many times. I had him below the A in Star Scourge I don't know how many times. So I was ecstatic. Okay, I'm going to stop saying, and this boss took me so long to, because this is all of them from here on out. They're not easy on purpose. I don't know how many times I died to that move. It took a while to get the timing right. But you know, I actually got the first part of this fight so locked in that I knew right then, even though he was coming to bite me, that was going to stagger him. And again, none of this is impressive. Many people have done it much better than me. I did get the idea of using the lance with it. I tried not to watch any other videos on how to beat him. And I eventually, through dumb luck, figured out that if you do the weapon Ash of War during a specific attack, it will knock him out of the attack. And it's like his AI wants to do that attack so bad, that one right there, that he will keep trying to do it. Now, I did it a few times, and then I would get hit by like that exploding lava pool, or I would run out of FP and took too long refilling it. So I finally landed on using Starlight Shards, which helps. But if you see, that attack staggers him in that attack. It doesn't do that for all of them, but this one it does. And I think here in a minute I do have to refill my blue. I also learned that if you kind of give it a second and let your stamina stay built up. Now see, he's trying to do it again. It's weird, but you know, that's some of the things that you figure out when you fight a boss several hundred times. If you're paying attention, and I'm trying to dissect their moves, turn it into like a input, read, and then output type thing. I see the attack. I find out the best way to counter until eventually you get to this. It was awesome. You know, I was terrified of this boss several runs ago. His attacks, many of them really aren't, they're kind of difficult to dodge, some of them. But the timing is very forgiving on some of the ones that look like they're the hardest. So I really wasn't worried about this one. I knew all I had to do was be patient. That was the biggest thing. I would get caught trying to hit him twice, or in the wrong position, or hitting him too late after one of his moves. What I did was I recorded me fighting him, and then I put it in slow motion, because if you really pay attention, all of these moves have a tell on when you're supposed to dodge them. And once I found out what to look for specifically, like when he does the beam thing, he like shakes his head right before he shoots it. Once you see those things in slow motion, and I guess if I were better, I could see it in regular speed, but I'm not, so I use what I have. It does make the fight a lot easier. You know exactly when to dodge, and I knew it was a matter of time before I got this one. On to one of the more frustrating. Not because he's overly difficult, not because his attacks are difficult to dodge. He has giant openings for long charged attacks or Ashes of War. It's not stepping in the fire, especially in phase 2. I bet I no-hit him 10 times, but took damage from standing in fire when I ran up to hit him. I started wondering if I was ever going to no-hit him, which again, technically I did. He didn't hit me. I stepped in fire. So you can call that a self-inflicted wound, but I don't know what happened there. He's trying to take me to the underworld, I think. And I had a couple really good runs like this, where before he even did Nihil, I got him down very low, and then even after that, he never made it to half health. Now, I went through and got a no-hit with the Shackle, and it was similar to the Morgott one, and it looked awesome and dominant. I didn't want to do that again. And I didn't want it to be the Star Fist Festival. So I went and got a Stone Club, and I don't remember what I even ranked it up to, like 17, 18, something. But it's really good. I wanted to play for staggers with him. I mean, obviously, he's got wide open areas. When I finally got this one, I was ecstatic. Because at this point, it's all about, it's like he's going to stagger any second. All I have to do is not screw up. Finally, dude. Ugh. Oddly enough, I wasn't worried about this one at all. One of my last runs, I got very comfortable with the timing on all of his moves. It was really just about not being greedy, not getting a little too anxious about hitting him. Just be in the right position, dodge at the correct time. Now, you do have to be a little more particular about where you are with Starfist, because you'll swing in between his legs or in between his arms and legs, whatever. But again, this is another one that I wasn't super... What was that? That happened a few times. It's like, dude, what is going on here? Like that. Well, that was a spacing thing. Hit him in his butt cheek. But yeah, I didn't find him overly difficult. When I first started, I had a much harder time with Malekith versus the Beast Clergyman. That has now swapped. But I'm just happy I got it. It wasn't terrible. Well, I think I'm going to call this video there. Basically, the bosses that are left are some of the more difficult ones. Well, I don't know that they're more difficult than some of the ones in this video, but regardless, there will be technically 4, but 5 more in the next video, and some of them, like Melania and Elden Beasts, and then possibly Gideon, because he can be, you know how he can be, especially on a challenge run, and if you can't take him out the first chance, it gets exponentially harder. So there's plenty to look forward to. I hope you guys like this one. It was a little less cheesy this go around. Kind of went a little overboard with some of the first bosses because I wasn't worried about them. I was worried about no hitting some of these and then some of the ones that are coming, and I got a little anxious and I got a little overpowered. But anyway, I hope you guys liked it. Come back for the last one. It's going to be wild.